For longtime viewers of WBOC News, DelmarvaLife, and residents across the Eastern Shore, our next guest has established a reputation that doesn't require much of an introduction. His images and stories keep us feeling thoughtful, whimsical, and grateful that we can call Delmarva our home.
Now, if you enjoy his tunes and tales on television, his presence is also a warm and humorous one through the halls and offices of WBOC as well. And today he brings that energy to historic Studio D. Yes, you know Charlie Paparella from Travels with Charlie. How are you, sir?
I am far better than I deserve. That's my usual answer to that question.
We have to ask you, what do you like the new set?
It's beautiful. Yeah. It's just as it should be, and I like what it says. It says, you know, you guys have done great, and we expect even more from you now. You keep doing it. That's the problem.
That's a good thing. Yeah. That's a good thing.
You know, once you show some competence, you're doomed.
Yeah.
That's been my secret, you know.
Well, speaking of you, let's talk about you. What have you been up to lately?
This.
Yeah.
This isn't just. This is the thing. The guitar, as we know it, is almost 4,000 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
The first thing that really resembled it, that continued to be made, was in Turkey about 1600 BC. And that's before Charlie.
Not much.
Yeah. So anyway, this is the biggest thing to happen to wooden stringed instruments in 4,000 years. That's a huge deal. And what it is, if you want to get a look at this.
Oh, okay.
Can you zoom in on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us, what is that?
That is called a tone wood amplifier.
Yeah.
And it's manufactured by a company out in Arizona, and they only run about $300. But if you look at the instrument, what this part of the guitar has always been is the resonator,
right,
making the sound louder. But there are some built-in problems with the guitar, and it has to do with the size of the strings, because sound is the vibration of air. So this E string, the low E string, is about 17 times thicker than the high E. So this makes that sound.
Right.
All right. This makes that sound.
Yeah.
It overwhelms the higher registers, right?
Okay.
And for the guitarist, for me, I'm as happy as a clam because I can hear all of it, right?
But not everybody outside
But
where you are.
You have to be pretty close. And you don't want to get too close to a musician. That's just a rule of thumb. You know, they'll borrow money from you. You might have fleas. You never know.
So how does the tone wood amp come into this?
Well, what that does is it's attached with a magnet on the back of the guitar.
Okay.
And it takes, there's a microphone in the guitar that was always there. It was born with that.
Okay.
By the way, this is Juan Chang.
Juan Chang.
Juan Chang. His first name is Juan because his mother was a Spanish guitar.
Okay.
But his father was Chinese, who built him.
Interesting combination.
Yes, so Juan Chang, very respectable young fellow.
All right, so talk to us about the amp.
So what the amplifier does, this guitar is built with a microphone inside, and it comes out here, and you usually plug it into an amplifier.
Right.
But that does two things. It gives you the sound, but it tethers you to a little box.
Can't go anywhere.
So, you know, I think the longest guitar cord I have is maybe 8 or 10 feet long. But if you want to wander through an audience, you can't do that. And if you wander through an audience with a standard acoustic guitar, you'll reach the people right around you,
right,
but the rest of them are going to start looking at their phones. And you don't want that to happen.
No, ever, never.
No, indeed.
So this, you can walk around
all
yes. over the place.
And I do. So the other thing is that, like in a democracy, every vote counts, right? Well, with this instrument configured this way, every note counts.
Wow.
So
It sounds like you
That's
have
incredible.
a regular standard amp.
and let me ask the photographer back there. It's as loud over there as it is over here. You can hear it like.
Oh yeah, it sounds beautiful.
If you didn't want to hear it, you couldn't help it, could
That's
you?
remarkable.
Yeah.
That is remarkable.
So this has changed. Once I got this, and it was like 5 years before I actually ordered it, because I don't like to rush into anything. And but after Becky passed, we did the taxes, and we had 2 estates, ours and her mom who passed earlier, and property, you know, a lot of figurines. Anyway. The accountant, after I came and brought her the stuff, said, "You're good, everything's fine, and I think you ought to go out and buy something for yourself." Well, you should never tell me a thing.
Because you did.
I went and bought another guitar,
Uh-huh.
a nice Gibson Studio from Earl Teat Music in Delmarva. They're wonderful folks, they're real musicians. You want to buy instruments from musicians, they're the only ones who understand. And I've enjoyed that guitar. But I don't order things by mail. I never in my entire life ever mailed something to someone by the Postal Service and had something come back. Never. But now I got a phone.
Yeah.
And I just doodle the phone and say, "Send me one of them." Actually, I called them up.
Okay,
And-
I've got one question.
Yes, sir.
How did we get from the amp to the post office?
Because I had to order it.
Oh,
It was
okay.
in Arizona.
That's what it was, yes.
And it had-
And I'd gone to Arizona. I'd love to go to Arizona, but I can't leave my dog that long. And, you know, the big secret of the universe is there's this funny little thing, God and dog, you know, a word,
Right.
there's a name
Yeah.
for that word
It's-
spelled backwards or
yeah.
something, blah, blah, blah. Well, the reason, God knows everything you're doing,
Right.
your deepest thoughts, right? It's because of dogs.
It's because of dogs.
Dogs are God's listeners to what in the world you're saying, watching what you're doing. It's right up there.
Right there it is.
Well, you know, Charlie,
Yes, dearest.
we were getting voices telling us we have to wrap.
Oh, it's over now?
Thank you so much for coming
I
in.
didn't-
Real quickly, what can we look forward to in 2023 from Travels with Charlie?
Well, whatever I can possibly get away with. would be
So
the-
more of the wonderful
Yes.
stuff that you've been
Can I
doing.
play us out anyway?
Yes, please do.
How about?